What's up, guys? Your boy, 20K13. Gonna talk about the wrestling news wrap up for August 21st, 2015. Eric Bischoff returning to WWE for a Monday Night War DVD. Former WCW president and former Raw general manager Eric Bischoff is returning to WWE for the company's upcoming The Monday Night War Volume 2 Know Your Role DVD and Blu-ray that come out on September 8th. Thanks to WrestlingDVDNetwork.com, here's a synopsis of Bischoff's role on the DVD set. For the first time in 8 years, Eric Bischoff returned to WWE home video and gave his candid and unscripted commentary on the final 10 episodes of the Monday Night War in a post-episode analysis. The Monday Night War show originally aired on WWE Network and are still there in the original section. There are 20 episodes in all. WWE put them on DVD because some fans want to watch them that way, with some extra features as well. Bischoff's involvement on the DVD is a big deal because the clip of him that was shown on the Monday Night War show was from 2002 when he first arrived in WWE. In some ways, it doesn't matter that it was old because WCW died in 2001 anyway, but it just seemed out of place to use old footage of him. Hearing new material from him will definitely be interesting just to see if his perspective on things has changed. Following his WWE run as Raw General Manager from 2002 to 2005, as well as a few appearances after that, Bischoff worked for TNA Wrestling from 2009 to 2014. He also produced numerous television shows and continued to do so. Is a possible WWE return in his future? That's not known, but the 60-year-old is a great talker and is arguably the best GM that WWE has ever had. The fact that he was interviewed for the DVD shows that he had a good relationship with WWE to this day. WWE interested in two top indie wrestling stars. World Wrestling Entertainment officials are apparently interested in two top indie stars that have previously tried out for the company, Rich Swann and Bill Buick. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, both men are strongly on the radar and could be signed soon. Swann attended a WWE tryout camp last September, while Buick attended a camp earlier this year. Swann is about 5'6" and 155 pounds, so he's on the small side, but what he lacks in size he makes up for in athleticism. He's only 24 years old with 6 years of experience already. So he had a very bright future. He worked for companies like CZW, PWG, Dragon Gate, and Evolve, as well as Indie all over the world. Buick is 6'1" and 215 pounds, and he's 29 years old. He was trained by Lance Storm and is considered a very good technical wrestler. Just like Swann, he worked CZW, PWG, Evolve, and other indies around the world. As mentioned, both wrestlers have worked for Evolve, who are said to be in talks with WWE about developing talent in a deal that has been discussed for several months now. During his conference call this week, Triple H said that they would sign any wrestler from anywhere if they thought they were a good fit. It's also been noted in the past they were interested in guys that went on television shows regularly already. So Swann and Busick are perfect fits in that regard. Daniel Bryan risks trouble with WWE merchandise comment. Daniel Bryan has said that WWE fans should make their own t-shirts rather than buying expensive WWE merchandise. Not only did he say it, but he retweeted it to his Twitter timeline. And I quote, "I would love this to be the new trend," he tweeted. After retweeting a quote from Wizardwood in which he said, "Buying WWE shirts can be hard for a family. I've been poor. Make your own shirt. I love that." It could just be Bryan being the kind and humble guy he is, but it could also be a deliberate shot against WWE. He's frustrated right now as his doctor has cleared him to return, but WWE doctors are insistent he isn't ready yet. The merchandise coming will surely make Vince McMahon furious. Merchandise sales are important to WWE, and Bryan merchandise has often been some of the best selling lines. He's basically telling fans to stop putting money into the pocket of the man who pays him. The fact he then went on to tweet it to his timeline that shows there could be something more to this. It is like he is wanting the comment to get out there, or it could just be innocent. Whatever the case, Vince McMahon won't be happy with one of his top stars making such a statement. Ronda Rousey to fight Holly Holm at UFC 195. Ronda Rousey will defend her UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship against Holly Holm at UFC 195. The fight will take place on January 2nd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Rousey made the announcement during an appearance on Good Morning America, which illustrates just how mainstream she has made the sport. And I quote, January 2nd, I'm going to be fighting Holly Holm, who is actually the most decorated striker we have in all of mixed martial art, Rousey stated. Not the women's division, not the bantamweight division. Like 19-time boxing world champion, Holly Holm was the Ring Magazine pound-for-pound female fighter of the year, and definitely my biggest challenge to date, so I'm super excited about it. However, Rousey talking up Holm boxing credential isn't reflective of the challenger's MMA skill. She looked distinctly one-dimensional in her two UFC fights, only earning victory via decision. She had reach and can box, but if she really adapt enough in MMA to face someone like Rousey, the likelihood is that the champion take her down and submit her via armbar in less than a minute. Holm has only had two UFC fights, and it has surprised many observers that she is getting this title shot. Still, lack of skill didn't stop Bay Correa doing a monster pay-per-view buy rate with Rousey at UFC 190. The thing about that was Correa stole the fight with stinging personal comment and character. Holm isn't going to do that. She isn't that personality and actually come across as a nervous person. UFC President Dana White has clearly liked her from day one, but she does nothing to impress MMA fans. The big mystery in all of this is Miesha Tate. Dana White had already said she was the #1 contender, following her victory over Jessica Eye in July. Granted, Rousey Tate is a fight that has been done before, but Rousey vs. Tate 3 would still have been big box office. Then there's the continuing saga of Chris Cyborg and her supposed desire to fight Rousey. One rumor is that a Cyborg Tate fight will now happen, with the winner facing Rousey or Holm should she win at UFC 200. One thing for WWE fans with Rousey fighting in January, it probably leaves her open for WrestleMania in early April. She began her UFC 200 training camp after Mania 32 April 3rd date. However, Dana White allowing his top star to appear is questionable. Ronda Rousey trademark phrase. Ronda Rousey, according to ESPN Darren Rovell, Rousey is trying to trademark a phrase that has become very popular. The phrase "do nothing bitch" or DNB is being trademarked by Rousey. She states a DNB is a woman that tries to be pretty and be taken care of by someone else. Rousey had already sold more than 50,000 t-shirts that have "Don't be a do nothing bitch" on them. She had also trademarked the name Ronda Rousey. JTG said he experienced racism while in WWE. During an AMA Ask Me Anything on Reddit, former WWE superstar JTG was asked about racism in WWE. He responded with the following, and I quote, "I definitely experienced some racism in WWE. And no, I don't think they do a good enough job when the majority of the African American wrestlers are pigeonholed into being the angry black guy, jerking and jiving or rapping and singing." Chris Jericho says The Undertaker had to win at SummerSlam. During an interview with Sports Illustrated, Chris Jericho was asked about the upcoming match at Sunday's SummerSlam event between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. Jericho said the following, and I quote, Undertaker has to win. There is no way he loses twice. Brock is at his best when he's there to just fight. That's why his match with Reigns at WrestleMania was so good, and that's something Lesnar and Undertaker didn't do as much as they could have in their match at WrestleMania 30. That pull apart we saw a couple weeks ago involved between Lesnar and Undertaker will be the type of match we'll see. It will be a rough fight. I'm sure there are changed many false finishers, and each one will do the other finishing moves, but it will be more violent and more hard-hitting. Anytime Undertaker is on the show, you know it's going to be a great show. The Undertaker WWE gimmick origin reveal. Former longtime WWE employee Bruce Prichard appeared on Ric Flair Woo Nation podcast this week and shared some interesting stories about the Undertaker debut in the company some 25 years ago. Prichard revealed that WWE Chairman Vince McMahon wasn't very interested in Mark Calloway at first because he looked too much like a basketball player. The story goes that Paul Heyman told Prichard that Calloway was available and was set to meet with McMahon the night after WCW Great American Bad pay-per-view in 1990, when Calloway wrestled Lex Luger. Heyman was actually the manager for Mean Mark Callous, the Undertaker named in WCW that night. According to Prichard, Undertaker had a dislocated hip and still worked the match because he knew he had to meet with WWE the next day. The match was bad, so apparently Vince didn't want to meet with him. Apparently, it took some convincing from Calloway in order to get a deal done. Prichard explained it, and I quote, "We finally got the two together, and as you know, Mark, man, he's magnetic and of himself, and he convinced Vince that, hey, I'm your guy, and he took off from there." Prichard went on to say that he got the Undertaker gimmick after WWE brought him in to film Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan. There were people in the company that thought he looked like an old-timey Undertaker, and that's how the gimmick was born. Prichard added that one of the original ideas was to bring him in as Kane, inspired by Jason from Friday the 13th. But then the Undertaker evolved into a character of his own. That's an interesting point because at first they did call him Kane the Undertaker. Of course, 7 years later, they liked the Kane name enough to give it to Glenn Jacobs. During their discussion about the Undertaker, Flair called it the greatest gimmick in the world, while noted that he kept on getting better, although noted that he slowed down a few years ago. That's because he didn't work as often, but it's a good point. In terms of longevity, it might be the best gimmick ever. Steve Austin predicts Undertaker vs. Brock Lesnar SummerSlam match. Stone Cold Steve Austin was asked by IGN about who he thinks will leave the victor at this Sunday SummerSlam match between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. Austin responded with the following, and I quote, "I think it's his turn. And if you go that way, then you can take the rubber match to WrestleMania and then Brock goes over and take a ride off into the sunset. That'd be my prediction." The Rattlesnake was also asked about the title match between John Cena and Seth Rollins. Austin had the following comment in regard to that particular match. "It's hard to pick that one because I hate to see Seth Rollins' momentum stop right now. And that being said, if John Cena goes over and he got those two titles with him, what do you do with him? Again, you set up a return match, but you can't have too many return matches going into Mania. But everybody also knows that I'm a huge John Cena fan for his contribution for what he done for the business," he added. He been the top guy for the last 10 years. I've been there, and I did it. So the run that he had is amazing. When you get the IWC involved, a lot of people have had a gut full of him. But when a guy like me from outside, who was inside in the business at the highest level, look at what he done, it's phenomenal. So you could flip a coin on this one. You really have to get inside Vince McMahon's head and see the chess game that's going on. Get his mindset to see what he wants to do with the pieces on the table. That's a hard one for me to pick. I'll go Taker on Taker, Lesnar, but it's really hard to call Cena Rollins. WWE filed lawsuit against overseas television partner. WWE has filed a lawsuit against CTH, its television partner in Thailand and Malaysia. The network stopped paying its rights fee to WWE. WWE signed a 5-year deal for 2014 through 2018 for Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, NXT, Superstar, Bottom Line, Vintage Collection, Afterburn, This Week in WWE, and all WWE pay-per-view events. The annual right fee was to escalate after starting at $2.8 million in 2014, going to $3.54 million in 2015, then $4.55 million, then $5.69 million, and $6.83 million for a total of $23.5 million. An interesting note in the contract, and likely in other international contracts, that Raw will be 3 hours through the end of 2018, so the company will have to redo all its international deals if for some reason that changed. Sasha Banks reacts to fans who assume she's going to lose her NXT title. WWE NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks took to her Tumblr account to react to fans who assumed that she's losing her NXT Championship match to Bayley on Saturday because she's not performing on the main roster. She wrote, and I quote, "I laugh really hard when people think I'm going to lose this Saturday. Just because I'm on the main roster, little do they know the big plans that are coming." WWE banned another term. As noted, WWE officials were not happy with Amanda accusing Sarah of being a ring rat on WWE Tough Talk this past week. In fact, WWE Web Department had been given the word to ban the term. All mention of the word has been banned from any story on the website moving forward. Daniel Bryan says WWE doctor won't clear him. Daniel Bryan revealed during a Q&A session at Wizard World in Chicago yesterday that he had been cleared by a respectable doctor to wrestle, but WWE won't clear him because they are worried about his history with concussion. Bryan said that officials with WWE have not given any indication on when or if they will clear him to return to action. Bryan also mentioned that he had talked about working with NXT talent. However, he didn't want to elaborate in detail because he still planned to return to the ring. Bryan was asked if he could have one more match. Who would it be again? He replied, Brock Lesnar. How much was WWE paying the Great Khali? As noted, the Great Khali recently profiled by the Indian Express in his wrestling school in India. An interesting note from the story was that they stated Khali was making a little under $1 million a year with his last 3-year contract with WWE. Fans experience buffering issue on the WWE Network. Bryan Alvarez noted on the latest installment of Wrestling Observer Live that many fans are experiencing buffering issue with watching archive shows and live shows on the WWE Network. Officials are apparently aware of the issue and hopefully they'll have a solution to their problem before NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and SummerSlam event. And finally, backstage news. Are WWE NXT talent receiving bonuses for their big takeover special? According to sources, NXT contracted talent have not been bonuses based on working shows with bigger gates outside of Florida. Even though that work, the San Jose event during Mania weekend, which drew over 5,000 paid, did not get a percentage of the gate. The reason for this is because NXT live event and developmental are currently money losers. Developmental loses money because of so many talent being on a guaranteed deal. Also, they only run at most 3 live events a week locally in Florida, drawing 200 to 300 fans. They run the show to give talent experience in front of a live crowd, and NXT talent working in Florida have no road expenses. The feeling is they are being paid to learn. It should be noted that when NXT talent is brought to WWE live events, they are paid for those shows and also have their road expenses covered, which isn't the case for the contracted WWE talent. Saturday NXT TakeOver Brooklyn event will have a gate around $700,000, which is a great accomplishment for the brand. The Sasha Banks vs. Bayley and Kevin Owens vs. Finn Balor matches are the headlining matches, and traditionally those involved will be the bonuses based off of the gate. But that may not be the case. Owens is now on a main roster deal, and Balor's deal is believed to be different than the traditional developmental deal because he was an established star in a major league promotion, so they should get bonuses. The question now comes to the ladies. Sasha Banks may not be on a main roster deal, and if that is the case, she will get a bonus as well. What this means is that Bayley could be left out in the cold as far as the bonuses go, due to the fact that she is just under a regular developmental deal. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.